Hello, welcome to the Academy of Folk. My name is Jamie Green, and today we are going to be playing Morrison's jig, which sounds like this. So that was Morrison's jig, simple-ish enough tune, as I say. Let's go through it now and look at it in a little more detail and see if I can give you a few tips on how to play it. So, the key is quite straightforward. D major, 2 sharps, fine. It's in 6/8 time, which, if you're not familiar with 6/8 time, it can be a little bit tricky, but it's got 6 beats in the bar, but you count it as 2. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you basically count 2 beats in the bar. And you want to emphasize the first and the fourth beat of every bar. So what that means for your violin is that you want to play a longer bow on the first and the fourth beat of every bar. So just doing that first of all on an open string, what does that look like? First of all, let's just do it without playing. So it would be like this: long, short, short, long, short, short. So that's the type of bowing you're going to be doing throughout this piece, is long, short, short, long, short, short. So you want to start off, if you're not familiar with this, start off first of all doing it with just an open string. So do literally long, short, short, long, short, short. Until you get comfortable with that. Until you get comfortable with the emphasis that you're putting on the first and that fourth beat. And once you get comfortable with that, then maybe graduate to something like this. Long. So if you can't do that, practice that first of all before you start looking at the melody. So make sure you can do that, because that is, once you've got that down, you've basically got all jigs down, because pretty much they all have that same emphasis and that same bow structure. Now let's look at the tune. 2 sections, there's an A section and a B section. The A section is played twice or repeated. The B section you play once. Now, with a tune like this, I will tend to go back to the beginning and play the A section one more time, rather than just finishing at the end of the B section. I think it sounds a bit more complete. This is personal preference. A tune like this is also very well set up to go into another tune, so it'd be part of a set. You can hear that at the end of the B section, right? The end of the B section sounds like this. Now, if I just did that, it's going to sound a bit odd, right? If I'm playing to you and I just go, thank you very much, you're going to think, what? That didn't quite sound finished. So that's why I would go back to the A section. You can, of course, finish at the end of the B section, or you would then go on to another tune, as I say, in a set. Maybe it's a second tune that would feed straight off of this tune. That would be very, very common. But seeing as we're just playing this tune, how do you finish it? Well, I just finished it with a sort of chord, right? I just put, again, we're putting what I did to finish it, I just put my finger down on played a E and a B together, and gave it a sort of nice emphasis, and you definitely know then that is the end. What else can we say? So, this tune will often be played quite fast, and a tip for playing this type of tune faster is, or in fact to play it at all, is that you can see, if you look at the first 2 bars, you see that it's actually an E. You're repeating that E, but you're also, and a B. And instead of lifting your finger on and off for the E and the B, what you want to do because you can see they're right next to each other, just on different strings, is put your finger across both strings. So instead of doing... Gosh, took more concentration, to be honest with you, doing that. What you actually want to do, so that was the wrong version, this is the right version, put your finger across both the D and the A string, and you want to play... So you see how my finger stayed down for the first bar and a half, right? It didn't move. That's the first 5 notes. Right? First 5 notes, don't need to move at all. So just playing like that, keep your finger down, and that means you can do it quite a lot more easily. So, and everything off to... So that's a pretty useful tip to be able to play a little bit faster. Now, in terms of the rest of the B section, there's not a lot to say in terms of playing the B section. Yeah, there's not a lot to add there. You can hear I need to add a little bit of rosin to my bow. Got a squeak there. But what else can you do to make this more interesting? Well, something I like to do is for the long notes, you want to add a little bit of vibrato, right? So you've got the melody down, you understand, you've got that tempo, you've got the bowing down, and now what we want to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, what can we do? Well, I suggest you want to add a little bit of vibrato on the longer notes. So the first one even, yeah? A little bit of vibrato, just a tiny bit, adds a little bit of depth there. Are there any other things I would do? I think that's pretty much all the ornamentation I would do. Again, quite a quick piece. Jigs, you don't tend to add a lot of ornamentation. You don't need to add too many other bits and pieces in there, fancy pieces. So quite a clean piece, nothing too much to add. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed Morrison Jig, and I will see you here again for the next one.